In this lesson, we will talk about how to quickly understand and construct your own matrix of destiny. Before we begin the construction, let's discuss the method itself. The matrix of destiny method has its roots in numerology and an ancient system of archetypes that found reflection in the illustrations on tarot cards. The connection to tarot cards facilitates the memorization of energy characteristics, making the method easier to use by adding visual associations. That is why we will explain all the descriptions of the matrix energies to you through the symbolism of our own author's tarot deck. Most tarot decks are created using symbolism, with illustrations containing hints about the properties of the arcana. From numerology, the principle of adding numbers when working with a birth date is taken. What does this mean? Numbers greater than 22 are added together until a result is obtained within the range of 1 to 22. During the calculation, we will fill the vertices of the matrix squares with numerical values of energies. The decryption of each energy is based on the 22 major arcana of tarot, which we will explore in more detail later. Individually, each arcanum in the cards illustrates and symbolizes a specific stage of a person's life path evolution, as well as the sequence of their development in different aspects of life, helping to perceive one's personality in a multifaceted way. All 22 energies are dual, meaning they have positive and negative potentials, a strong side and a shadow side. However, among these 22 energies, there are no inherently good or bad ones. They simply provide an understanding of the potential that is inherent, and through specific actions, it can be transformed. The advantage of the method is that it only requires the use of the birth date. The Matrix of Destiny self-discovery system, based on the analysis of energies, allows one to learn about the experiences of the soul, which, in its current incarnation, must go through earthly lessons and fulfill its assigned tasks. What about individuals born on the same day? Yes, their matrices are identical, but there are certainly differences. These differences arise due to the individual manifestation of each of the 32 energies of the basic matrix, excluding destinies and health cards. Moreover, apart from the nuances of manifestations in general, the same traits can lean towards the minus or plus side. Each person is unique, so despite having the same potential, its realization will depend on multiple factors, which we will discuss in the following lessons. The depiction of the matrix of destiny consists of two intersecting squares, each of which has diagonals. From a graphical point of view, such a symbol, like a square within a square, is an octagram or an 8-pointed star. You can come across it in books about Kabbalah and also see it as an ornament in religious temples, where it symbolizes unity and harmony. The energies located both at the vertices of the squares and inside the matrix can be literally regarded as instructions for life. The decryption of energies in different parts of the matrix provides an understanding of the factory settings, karmic tasks of a person, and major events, character traits, talents, and can reveal what one should strive for in life. The easiest way to perform a complete calculation of the matrix of destiny is by using our unique calculator with automatic decryption, where the selected section is highlighted in the diagram and the energies considered are described. The calculation of the matrix of destiny fully corresponds to Natalia Ladina's method. It is important for us to show you that manual construction of the matrix is an easy task, so let's move on to the calculation. To understand the logic of construction and be able to build the matrix manually, let's calculate it using my birth date, November 21st, 1986. First, we will construct two squares as shown in this illustration. One square will be diagonal, representing our personal matrix. The second square will be straight, representing the ancestral matrix. Once you have the two squares ready, divide the straight square with two lines. Construct a vertical line as indicated in the illustration. The vertical line in the matrix represents the line of the sky, showing our energetic potential, our spiritual pillar, and energetic system. The left diagonal line represents the father's lineage. The right diagonal line represents the mother's lineage. The horizontal line represents the line of the earth. It determines our material potential, money, and health. Let's complete the diagonal lines. The left diagonal line represents the father's lineage. The right diagonal line represents the mother's lineage. We start the calculation from the top left corner of the matrix and begin filling the diagonal square. The first energy in the matrix is the birth number, which in our example is the number 21. If you were born on the 22nd to the 31st, we use the principle of addition. For example, if you were born on the 25th, add 2 and 5, and write down 7. The energy corresponding to the birthday is called the portrait of the personality. It represents the most prominent manifestations of a person's character. Its placement on the line of the earth indicates obvious material manifestations. For a detailed decryption of zoning in the matrix, you can refer to the lesson presentation. The next position is the vertex of the diagonal square in the matrix, which represents the energy of your birth month. In our example, the person is born in November, so the value of the vertex is 11th energy. The energy corresponding to the birth month is responsible for the connection with higher powers, God, in other words, our connection with the sky. Here we are talking about non-material manifestations of character, spiritual aspects. The manifestation of all the energies on the line of the sky may not be as obvious outwardly as those on the line of the earth. Now let's fill in the bottom right corner of the matrix. The energy at this point is the sum of the numbers in your year of birth. In our example, it is the year 1986, and the sum is 6th energy. This energy in the matrix corresponds to unresolved material tasks from past lives. We conclude the calculation of the diagonal square. To find the energy of the bottom corner of the square, we calculate the sum of the 3 previously recorded energies: the number, the month, and the year of birth. In our example, the bottom point is equal to the sum of 21, 11, and 6, totaling 11th energy. The energy at this point represents our main karmic lesson. Sum of diagonal square energies. Having calculated all the energies located at the corners of the diagonal square, we move on to calculating the central energy of personal power, or, as it is also called, the comfort zone. To calculate it, we add up all the energies of the diagonal square. Adding 21, 11, 6, and 11, we get a sum of 13. In this case, the central point will have 13th energy. If you look at the diagram, you will notice that all the rays emanate from this energy and converge towards it. We have already examined the diagonal square, which corresponds to personal tasks. Now we move on to filling the energies of the second square, the ancestral square. It contains information about ancestral tasks and lessons to be worked on in various spheres that our ancestors did not fulfill. Let's calculate the diagonal line of the father's lineage. To obtain the energy of the top left corner, we need to add the number and the month of birth. In our case, it is 21 plus 11, totaling 5th energy. Let's calculate the energy of the bottom right corner of the ancestral square. We add the year of birth to the bottom point of the diagonal square. In our case, 6 plus 11, resulting in 17th energy. Let's calculate the diagonal line of the mother's lineage. To obtain the energy of the top right corner, we need to add the month and the year of birth. 11 plus 6, resulting in 17th energy. We have 1 point left in the bottom left of the ancestral square. To obtain it, we need to add the number of birth to the bottom energy of the diagonal square. 21 plus 11, resulting in 5th energy. The corners of the ancestral and diagonal squares are calculated. Now let's proceed to fill in the remaining energies of the matrix. To calculate the energies in the talent zone at the top of the matrix, we add the central energy and the birth month. 13 and 11, resulting in 6. We record the obtained value at the intersection of the 2 lines at the top of the matrix. To complete the calculation of the talent zone, we find the sum of the energies 11 and 6, resulting in 17. We record this value between 11 and 6. The three energies at the top on the vertical line represent the talent zone or the spiritual creative karma. To calculate the karmic tail, we add the central energy of the matrix to the bottom energy of the diagonal square 13 and 11, resulting in 6. We record this value at the intersection of the two lines at the bottom of the matrix. To complete the calculation of the karmic tail, we add the energies 6 and 11 and record the obtained value between them. As you may have noticed, the energies in this matrix are mirrored. We will discuss this in the lesson Mirror Matrix. Three energies form the karmic tail of the matrix, which determines the experiences and mistakes of past lives. Let's move on to calculating the parent-child karma on the left side of the matrix. To do this, we add the central energy to the energy of the birth number. In our example, 13 plus 21 is equal to 7. We record this obtained energy at the intersection of the two lines on the left side of the matrix. To complete the calculation of the parent-child karma, we add the energies 21 and 7, resulting in 10. We record the 10th energy between them. Three energies on the left side of the matrix form the parent-child karma. Let's fill in the right side of the matrix. To calculate the material karma, we add the central energy of the matrix to the energy of the year of birth. 13 and 6, resulting in 19. We record this obtained 19 energy at the intersection of the two lines on the right side of the matrix. To complete the calculation of the material karma, we add the energies 19 and 6, resulting in 7. We record the 7th energy between them. Three energies on the right side of the matrix form the material karma. Complete the matrix diagram with a diagonal line as shown in the illustration. This is the line of prosperity in the matrix. Find the value in the middle of the line of prosperity. This energy divides it into two parts and forms two zones. In the upper part, the financial zone. In the lower part, the relationship zone. To calculate this point, we add the two extreme energies of the line of prosperity. 6 plus 19, resulting in 7th energy. To calculate the finance zone, add the energy in the middle of the line of prosperity to the upper value on the same line. In our case, it's 7 plus 19, resulting in 8 energy. The three energies in the upper part of the line of prosperity 19-8-7 represent the finance zone. Following the same principle, add the energy in the middle of the line of prosperity to the lower value on the same line. 6 plus 7 equals 13. The 13 energy will be recorded between 6 and 7. The three energies in the lower part of the line of prosperity 6-13-7 represent the relationship zone. Let's move on to the central zone. Calculate the energy of the family's inner power for further calculations of the father's and mother's ancestral karma. To obtain the energy of the family's inner power, which is the second energy after the central energy of the matrix, we need to sum up the energies in the corners of the direct square 5, 17, 17, and 5. The sum is 8th energy, and we record it next to the central energy. Pay attention, this value represents the family's inner power. Remember it because this energy is the basis for calculating the ancestral karma. To complete the calculation of the inner power code, add the central energy of the matrix to the energy of the family's inner power. 13 and 8, resulting in 21st energy. Recorded as the third energy after them. The three energies in the center of the matrix August 13th, 21 represent the inner power code, which is described as the code of sexuality in the automatic decryption. Let's calculate the ancestral programs. As a reminder, the left diagonal line in the ancestral square represents the father's ancestral line. Let's calculate the programs along this line. Add the energy of the upper left corner to the energy of the family's inner power, the lower energy of the zone. 5 and 8, resulting in 13th energy. To complete the calculation, add 5 and 13, and record the resulting 18th energy between them. The three energies May 13th, 18, in the upper left corner, represent the spiritual karma along the male ancestral line. To continue the calculation of the ancestral karma along the male ancestral line, add the energies of the lower right corner to the energy of the family's inner power. 17 and 8, resulting in 7th energy, which is the upper energy of the zone. The sum of 17 and 7 results in 6, which is recorded between them. The three energies 17-6-7, in the lower right corner, represent the material karma along the male ancestral line. Using the same principle, let's calculate the ancestral karma programs along the female ancestral line. Add the energy of the upper right corner to the energy of the family's inner power 17 and 8, resulting in 7th energy, the lower energy of the zone. To complete the calculation, add 17 and 7. The sum is 6th energy, which is recorded between them. The three energies 17-6-7, in the upper right corner, represent the spiritual karma along the female ancestral line. Let's complete the calculation of the ancestral karma along the maternal ancestral line in the lower left corner of the matrix. Add the energy of the lower left corner to the energy of the family's inner power 5 and 8, resulting in 13th energy. Next, add the energies of 5 and 13, resulting in a sum of 18th energy. Record it between them. The three energies May 18th, 13, in the lower left corner, represent the material karma along the female ancestral line. In addition to ancestral karma, there is an additional calculation of ancestral programs or tasks along the mother's line and the father's line. It is performed below the matrix. To calculate the ancestral programs along the father's line, add the energies of the father's diagonal line 5 and 17, resulting in 22. Ancestral programs along the male line May 17th, 22. To calculate the ancestral programs along the mother's line, add the energies of the mother's diagonal line 17 and 5, resulting in 22. Ancestral programs along the female line May 17th, 22. Let's move on to calculating the destinies in the matrix. We calculate the personal destiny using the diagonal square. It requires a few steps. Reminder: the vertical line in the center of the matrix represents the sky. Let's perform the first step at the energies at the top and bottom of the skyline. In our example, it's two energies of 11, resulting in a sum of 22. 22 energy represents the spiritual tasks of the personal destiny, denoted as sky in the calculator. To calculate the material tasks, indicated in the first destiny as Earth, we will use the horizontal line, the Earth line, by adding its key values. In our case, it's the energies of 21 and 6, resulting in a sum of 9th energy. To obtain the final value of the personal destiny, we add the energies of the spiritual and material tasks, which is sky plus Earth 22 and 9. The sum is the 4th energy, which determines the result of the personal destiny. In the calculator, the personal destiny is denoted as self-discovery. All three energies, 22-9-4, represent the tasks of the personal destiny. To calculate the second, social destiny, we perform the same steps but with the ancestral square of the matrix. The calculation of the second destiny is the sum of key energies on the diagonals along the male and female ancestral lines. Add the energies along the father's ancestral line 5 and 17, resulting in a sum of 22 energy, denoted as M. Add the energies along the mother's ancestral line 17 and 5, resulting in a sum of 22nd energy, denoted as F. Determine the sum of the obtained values 8 energy, which determines the result of the social destiny. All three energies, 22-22-8, represent the tasks of the social destiny, denoted as socialization in the calculator. Let's calculate the spiritual purpose. The sum of the first two purposes gives an understanding of the overall holistic task. 4 and 8, the sum is 12 energy. In the calculator, Purpose 3 is called spiritual literacy. In our example, it is 12 energy. Regarding the overall purpose, you can easily verify the correctness of the calculation. If there are values that are multiples of 3, such as 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, then the calculation is correct. If you get a different value, you made an error in the calculations. We have completed the full calculation of all three purposes, and the meaning they carry will be discussed in the lesson on purpose. Before we calculate the health map, let's calculate the energy of the anahata zone. The sum of the central energy of the matrix and the right energy of the child-parent karmic zone is the value of the anahata chakra at the level of physics, body, matter, on the horizontal line, as shown in the illustration. In our example, 13 and 7, the sum is 20 energy. The sum of the central energy of the matrix and the lower energy of the talent zone is the value of the anahata chakra at the level of energy, mind, thinking, on the vertical line, as shown in the illustration. In our example, 13 and 6, the sum is 19 energy. The calculation of the health map is simpler than it may seem. You may have noticed that the energies of different colors correspond to the chakra system matrix. Everyone has heard the phrase used to remember the sequence of colors in a rainbow. Richard of York gave Babel in vain. This saying represents the colors of the chakra system. Red color Muladhara chakra. Orange color Svadhisthana chakra. Yellow color Manipura chakra. Green color Anahata chakra. Blue color Vishuddha chakra. Indigo color Ajna chakra. Violet color Sahasrara chakra. All energies located on the horizontal line of the Earth are entered into the column labeled physics sequentially. 21st energy in the violet circle on the horizontal line is Sahasrara chakra in the physics column, 10 energy in the blue circle on the horizontal line Ajna chakra in the physics column, and so on, as shown in the illustration. All energies lying on the vertical line of the sky are entered into the column labeled energy. 11th energy in the violet circle on the vertical line is Sahasrara chakra in the energy column, 17 energy in the blue circle on the vertical line Ajna chakra in the energy column, and so on, as shown in the illustration. To calculate the values in the emotions column, you need to add together the values of the physics and energy columns. In our case, from bottom to top, 6 plus 11 is equal to 17. 19 plus 6 is equal to 7. 13 plus 13 is equal to 8. 20 plus 19 is equal to 12. 7 plus 6 is equal to 13. 10 plus 17 is equal to 9. 21 plus 11 is equal to 5. Additionally, we have the final value in the 8th row of the table, the overall energy field. To calculate the total or overall energy field, you need to add all the numbers in the corresponding columns sequentially vertically, reducing them as before to values from 1 to 22. For the physics column, the sum of energies on the chakras 10 plus 7 plus 20 plus 13 plus 19 plus 6 is equal to 15. To calculate the total or overall energy field in the energy column, the sum of energies on the chakras sequentially 17 plus 6 plus 19 plus 13 plus 6 plus 11 is equal to 11. The overall result for the emotions column will be the sum of the final values in the physics and energy columns 15 and 11, resulting in 8th energy. As a result of calculating the matrix, we obtain a set of different energy combinations given to a person at birth. They are not classified as good or bad, it all depends on how they behave and how they live out their given potential. To interpret the matrix, it is necessary to consider the interrelation of energies with each other, taking into account their placement in different zones of the matrix. Learning to create a complete picture from energy combinations is the task of a professional numerologist. With the help of our unique calculator and the knowledge obtained from the project's author course, you will understand the essence of each energy and learn to assemble the matrix like a puzzle from individual descriptions into a unified picture, find inner support, and work with various client requests.